Hello, hello. Hey, I am back again. I hope you're joining me tonight. I'm going to do a little bit of inking, and this permanent ink you can use with our transfers on textiles, fabric, t-shirts. You can use them on ceramics and glass to create permanent designs on things that you probably already have at home. So if you're here, say hi, let me know that you're joining me tonight. I'm excited to show you how easy this is. And you don't need to be super creative or crafty. It's pretty straightforward and easy. So say hi in the comments, let me know that you are here, and we'll get going right away here. I just want to be able to see your comments. Say hi, pop any questions that you have in there, and I would love to answer your questions, and I'd love to know what you think while I'm doing this today. So I've got my iron ready because this is how I'm going to heat set this apron once I'm done inking it. That's nice and hot and ready to go. I've got 3 colors that I'm using. Our ink comes in lots of different colors, not as many as the paste chalk paste comes in for color wise, but there's still a good selection, and you can always mix them. If you want to do a little bit of your own mixology with colors to get the perfect color, you can do that with these. And I am using my Chalk Couture apron. So this is the apron you get when you get the designer starter kit. So this is, if you're going to get that this month in June for the new lower price, this is going to come in that kit as well. And it's got the Chalk Couture logo on it, of course, but you've got to personalize this. So when you get it and you get some ink, personalize this so that it's yours, right? Show your personality. Okay, so one of the things that you want to use is an ink mat, if you have it. So what's an ink mat? This is an ink mat. Now, if you don't have an ink mat, the best backup is a piece of cardboard and some parchment paper to protect your surface and maybe to protect the other side of your textile that you're inking. If it's a pillow cover or if it is a t-shirt, you don't want that ink bleeding all the way through to the other side of the material. So this also, I love using this because it is really nice and sticky. Like you can see, it's sticking to my hand. So your fabric's going to stick onto this. It's going to keep it from slipping around. It's going to keep it nice and tight so you get a really crisp design. But if you don't have this, you can still do it using cardboard. So I'm going to place this underneath my apron and just get it stuck on there, just like that. Make sure it's nice and flat and it's stuck on there. Okay? Hey, Celia! So, did you do any projects today, Celia? Let me know. I want to know what you're working on. I've seen you do so much cool stuff. So, what did you do today? Alright, so I've got this nice and smoothed down, and now I'm going to use my transfer. So any transfers that we have, you can use for chalk or for ink. And you just want it to be nice and sticky. If it's not so sticky, what you want to do is just give it a quick clean with some water. So I'm going to grab my fuzzing mat, my cleaning cloth, use a towel, whatever you got, spray it with a little bit of water, and then just dry it off with a cloth, and it will reactivate the stickiness on the back. So, especially for textiles, I like them to be as sticky as possible so that the lines are really clean and crisp and the ink doesn't bleed through, because the ink is a little bit more liquidy than the chalk. So make sure it's clean and then it's dry and the stickiness will come back and you can go ahead. Oh, let me check the comments here. Okay, Celia. You did a project, but you're not happy with the colors. I know, I find colors really hard, and sometimes it just takes a little bit of trial and error to find out what you like, right? Or look through somebody else's ideas so that you can say, okay, I like those colors together. Or another thing that I find is like the sign that I did, I picked the colors from this bag, and I chose a teal, a white, and a coral, because I love this design, and so I can pick out the colors from here and use it on my project. So that's something else. Look at what you've got around your house that you like, and then use those colors in combination. Okay, so you've got your fabric, you've got your transfer, smooth it all down, make sure it's all stuck on there really nice and tight, and you are ready to get inking. I'm going to use our small squeegee, well this is our mini squeegee actually, for the words, and then I've got two of my multi-tools because they have smaller ends that I'm going to use for the flowers and the leaves because I'm going to try to do two different colors. So definitely need a smaller tool for that. Oh yeah, Celia, if you did it on a board that you can erase on your 8-inch chalkboard, then it doesn't matter, right? Because you can just redo it. I love that. That's awesome. Way to go. Okay, so this color is called Currant Jam. Make sure you're actually using the ink, not the paste, or else it won't become permanent. I'm using Bumblebee, this bright yellow. And I am using Meadow, of course, for the leaves. Did you try any inking yet, Celia? I know you had that project in mind, so I'm curious to know how it went. You'll have to let me know if you haven't tried it already. Now, I like to keep some baby wipes handy because I'm always getting chalk paste and ink on me, on my fingers. I don't want to touch my project with messy fingers. So, all right, we'll do the words first. That's the easy part. I'm going to do that in Bumblebee. So I've got it all covered with my ink here. And because ink is a little bit runnier, it's a little bit more liquidy than chalk, and because the fabric's going to absorb it, I'm just going to go over it a little extra and make sure that I've got a nice thick coverage on there. I like to cover it more than when I work with chalk paste. So I want to make sure there's lots on there and that I made sure to press it all the way through the silk screen. The silk screen is like the magic bullet. This is what gives it really crisp, clean lines and differentiates it from other things that I've tried before. Okay. And I don't want any lines, so once I feel like I have enough ink on there, I'm just going to make sure there's no little ridges or lines. Oh, you're working on your project now, Celia. Okay, cool. Let me know how it goes. I love crafting and watching craft videos at the same time. Maybe you guys do that too. You're doing it right now, Celia. Okay. And you've got a little bit more time to work on your design with ink because it doesn't dry as quickly. With chalk, you have to be a little bit faster. So now this is the tricky part, trying to get the ink to stay where I want it because it's really detailed with the flowers and the leaves. So I'm just going to really be careful. It's definitely much easier if you're doing one color because then you can just go over all of it and you don't have to take your time. It's easy peasy and done real fast. And if you want to try this, I'm doing a class on Saturday. So if you're in the Edmonton area and you want to come and try this, then you can definitely come and do that. You can see, I love it. I want you guys to see what you can find at home that you can bring and ink on. If you've got just a plain t-shirt, you can bring it and we can put something on it. If you've got an apron, bring that. Bring a tea towel, lots of different things. A hat, you could even try inking on a hat. There's so many fun possibilities. It's really easy and it's really fun. So if you want to be part of that class this Saturday, type in the comments class or send me a message and I will send you the info. And if you don't have time to bring anything or look for anything, you can purchase something too. Go get a little canvas tote bag. Let your kids pick out something, bring it with you, and we can ink a cool design on it. I've got some really cool butterflies. I've got some little beetles, dragonfly, hummingbirds, lots of cool stuff. Words, we can spell their name out. So let me know if you're interested in that class this Saturday and I'll send you the info. Okay, on to the last color, doing the leaves in green. And kids are really good at this, by the way. Anytime I've done chalking with kids, they do a really good job. It's really not hard at all. You can just pretend that you're painting, even if you don't have any painting or artist skills. You will feel like that once you're done. You will feel like you are an artist. All right, that's one little leaf in this tight spot here. Now it is time to peel off the transfer and see how it turned out. Ready? And you can always peel slowly. If you see a spot that didn't come through all the way, you can let your transfer go back down and retouch up that spot before you take it off completely. So peel back slowly so you can check that. Ta-da! So, want to see it? Turned out pretty good, hey? I see one, maybe a couple tiny little spots that the ink didn't come through all the way. So I'm going to touch that up with my little silicone paintbrush. Another one of my favorite tools, because then I can just kind of paint it on in that one spot where I missed. Perfect. The words came out brilliantly. And there's a little spot in the green. Just that green leaf right there. Okay. So, once you're at this point, what you want to do is let it dry or dry it and then heat set it with the iron. So I've got my ironing board and my iron ready to go. But you don't want this to be wet when you iron it because it will smudge. So what I'm going to do is just speed up the process using my heat gun and dry it before I do the ironing part. So this step could take a little while. Now, if you're doing this at home, you can just let it dry overnight, and then you can do the ironing the next day. And if you are going to be inking on a mug, let's see. I don't have any mugs to show you. If you're inking on a ceramic mug or on glass, something that's not fabric, it really needs to sit for 24 hours to dry completely before you heat set it. This, I'm just kind of fudging to speed it up. So it's mostly dry. You can kind of tell, you could touch it and it might be a little bit tacky feeling, or if you see any come off your finger, then you know it's not quite ready yet. And you can see some parts are a little bit shiny. So that's how you can tell if it's dry or not. So now I'm gonna take the ink mat off and close my lids. Always got to remember to do that. Just tidy up for a second here, and then we can get to ironing. All right. So this ink mat comes off. You don't want to iron it with the ink mat on it still. But you do need to protect your ironing board. So what I'm going to do is pull it in here. And I have got parchment paper for the back and the front. Where did it go? I think I lost a piece of my parchment paper. Yes, I did. It blew away on me. Okay, so you need parchment paper under and over your project. So underneath to protect your surface. Protect that ironing board. And then you want it to be over top as well, just like that. And then you want a high heat iron, dry, and all you do is iron it for 4 minutes and keep it moving. This is the part where you can just watch some more crafting videos while you're ironing. There's not very many times when I'm ironing. Let me know in the comments if you guys enjoy ironing or not. I don't do that very often. On the rare occasion. Most of the time, I just spray my clothes and shake them out to get rid of all the wrinkles. So you would do this on both sides. Do it for 4 minutes on one side, flip the apron over, do it on the other side for 4 minutes as well. And then it is heat set, it's permanent, and it's washable. You can throw it in the washing machine and you're good to go. So, if you want to grab some ink, comment ink, and I'll send you all the different colors that you can get the ink in and help you choose what you need. And if you want to try this out, you can come to my class on Saturday in the Edmonton area and bring something from home or go snap something up from the dollar store, wherever you want, and you can create this. So let me know, class in the comments or ink in the comments, if you need any more info. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again soon. Have a good night.